No, okay, so this video might be a little weird. Nevertheless, there's still points where kind of the reason why I do rawness and not really editing, and why do I do? And so, let me get to the whole retrospect of what I'm actually trying to say here. Okay, so, I came upon that ever beckoning question. Why do I go to school? Okay. So, this is how I kind of came to this determination to post a video. Okay, so we got, why do I have to go to school? So you can be modeled into a state-approved homeostasis drone that cannot think outside of the prescribed conscious. You will learn to respect information instead of how to think. For yourself, so that you don't become a threat to the status quo. When you graduate, you will get a job, pay your taxes in order to participate the corporate system of indentured servitude. Yeah, my challenge is words. So, I get to sound things out. Let's get past that point. Pretty much. To say, why do you go to school? Sure, that's one of the reasons. We can address it from a homeschool reason. You go to that kind of school. To actually, let's address it from this reason first. You go to school to become a robot, to be from a block of wood that's chopped from a trunk, to go ahead and be molded. Okay, let's then address the whole of you go to school to get the social interaction, so that you can learn how to love people and not hate people necessarily. Because if you're homeschooled and then you get jaded some way and you're super kind and you get jaded some way, you're gonna resent those, in a sense of those that went to normal school basis of 200 years ago or the industrial age. To say what was I saying? Give me just a moment. Thank you. I just gotta. Part of the being in the rawness of it, and still being willing to post this video considering it still has information. And I don't feel like recanting everything I already just said on this video. So, yet I still gotta live life, and so I'm not gonna recant it though. So, to say, okay, so why go to school? To get that social interaction and to be able to say things simply in a way already able to correspond to those that went to public school. Now, I went to public school, yet I still continued my education, and you should never stop your education. You should always stop your schooling. Always stab it in the eye, shank it a little bit. Make sure it gets its throat cut and its ankle, like right here, like this part, cut. Extreme. School's extreme. Are you kidding me? How much are you willing to be giving up of your actual self, your who you are, to go and be molded into somebody else's creation so that you are super adept and eligible and willing and determined to work for somebody else for their business? Even higher education, college, I guess it would be, to say simple, isn't education. It's school. I don't need to go in the list of how many individuals that actually dropped out of school and have become great. Why? There's many reasons. Yet, probably loving themselves enough to say, I want to learn what I want to learn, so I'm going to educate. Educate myself. Yeah. That makes sense. It truly does. Oh, this is why I wanted to post this video. Give me a moment. Hang on. Why do I have to go to school? So that you can model into a state-approved homeostasis drone that cannot think outside of the prescribed consciousness. You will learn to respect information instead of how to think for yourself, so that you don't become a threat to the society quo. When you graduate, you will get a job, pay your taxes in order to participate per whatever the corporate system of indentured servitude. What's my view on that? Actually, pretty much. When you get a job, that's what it is. When you get a career, that's what it is. Oh, what's the difference of having a job and a career? One's a calling and one's something you just do to get money. Overall, what's the difference of education in school? What ones you get to regurgitate and you're expected to, and one you're actually informed and you can discuss, conversate, and talk about the things that you find important, enjoyable, substantial, everlasting, detrimental, and not have any fear of being turned down, saying you're not good enough. That might be the difference. Overall, don't ever stop educating yourself. Don't ever stop educating yourself. If you're a parent and you're up against a school that says your kid was doing wrong, you better make sure that they understand how you feel about your being ridiculous school. My kids expressing themselves, trying to ask questions, and you're sticking to a regurgitational method. If you're, ask them this, if they're not sticking to a regurgitational method and they can't simply answer yes or no, then you walk out and you make sure that they understand, because they didn't answer simple yes or no, your child is not to miss any other classes because of their disregard for what is education, for their embrace of what is in schooling, entrapment, brainwashing, and all of the above. Yes, it's going to be challenging. Yes, it's going to be hard. At the same time, it's going to be worth it to make sure that your child understands what actually the Declaration of Independence represents, the Bill of Rights represents, why they make sure that they plead the Fifth to represent, well, personally, to represent that of tomorrow, me being able to say yes when I want to, easier than when I'm being forced to tomorrow because I said no today. I'm being forced to say no tomorrow. So, make sure you stand up for your rights. Make sure your kids don't have to suffer because of some ignorant, willing to say money gets me my place to stay, gets me my food, gets me a place to keep my stuff, and I will lay down my morals and values because of that. Now, I'm not saying go out and die. It's just there's a point where, why haven't you joined a group that said, hey, this isn't okay. I don't like this. Instead of just being okay, laying down and regurgitating every information that you've been asked to regurgitate. There's a point where, when are you going to actually join those kind of groups to make a difference, to make up for what you already went through and suffered, so that you can give somebody else the cup, and it's their choice to empty that cup, to scoop back up the same information they emptied out. Yet, you gave them the cup. You enjoy being the zest in your life, and I love you. Seriously.